Bashing RC 24/7. I've got my L969 out and told you guys I was going to show y'all what I did to upgrade it to a brushless. They sell a model, I think they call it L212. It's a brushless version. It's way overpriced. I think I found it for, it was like 95 bucks, which really that ain't too bad, but I enjoy, actually upgrading it myself and going through the process and, figuring out all the components myself. But anyway, so right now I just noticed on eBay they've actually got a deal for a brushless motor that you can get any brushless motor that is 28 millimeters in diameter, up to like this one I got is a 28/48. I've used a 28/38. I've actually used a 28/60, um, but any of them will fit. The 28/60 was kind of, the wires were kind of close to the tire, but it worked. It still works. So anyway, so you got to get the ESC and the brushless motor and brushless ESC. Then what I did, which is to save on money, is this part right here. It is it's the L212 brushless receiver box, which allows for the 3-wire that comes off the ESC to run the motor, and it's the receiver. So, and the reason I chose that route, because this is an awkward, um, you know, servo. I've never seen one like this. It's not your standard, typical one. I've seen a couple other guys' YouTube channels, and they've managed to, get a different servo in there and use a different receiver and a radio, but I haven't wanted to go through all that. However, I've had trouble with the steering a few times as well. Um, I've had to change one of them. I can't remember. I've got 3 of these, so I had them one as a spare that I use for parts, and I had to change out that servo, a couple 3 weeks ago, and I can't remember which one it was in. But anyway, all right, I'm gonna show you for a few other things. Hold on 1 minute. All right, guys. So the other things you're gonna have to do is they do make a brushless motor, or they do make a couple different ones. They've seemed to be harder to find. However, I haven't specifically looked for them, but typically most of them come with a 3.17 millimeter shaft. They do have some with, I think it's a 2.3 millimeter, but I generally, haven't looked for them or anything. So anyway, the ones I use all have the 3.17, and that's probably what you're going to get to. So anyway, so you gotta get the pinion that's going to fit it. After some research, lots of research, because it's not out there on the internet anywhere, this uses a .06 mod pinion gear, which is real close to a 48 pitch, which I use in one of my vehicles, but it seems to strip the gear pretty bad. So actually, this motor right here, now that I'm thinking, this one has a 4 millimeter shaft. So that was a real hard find, because this motor right here, there wasn't many at the time that I could find that were able to take 3S that were 4300 kV in the length 48 millimeters, because the shorter ones just don't seem to have the torque, the power. So I have found a motor though made by RC. It's they call it a boat motor for a 600 800 millimeter boat, but I use one of them. I use a bigger, the 3660 in my blackout, and it works just fine. So let's see what else. I also modified the battery compartment here so that I can fit. Let me show you guys. This was a Vant is the brand, 30C 3S LiPo 2200 milliamp hours. You see it's got some wear marks on the back from where I have to really jam it in there, but it just fits after cutting out the battery compartment in the back here and up front. Another thing I've done to 1 or 2 of them is I've gotten wheel bearings, because these come with bushings, which makes the tires kind of wobble a lot more. I have one of them that used to, when going down the road, it would like wobble in the back end. So Two of them I bought did not come with the metal dog bones. One of them did. The last one I got, actually this one here, it came with the metal dog bones. But if you need to get those are only like $6. So look, the brushless system, which is like 23, 24 bucks from, I think it's from China, so it'd be like 3-4 weeks before you get it. But you know, for the price, you can't beat it. And then this is like a $9 part. The receiver here is a $9 part on Banggood. It's called L202 brushless receiver from Wltoys. You know, I guess that's really it. You know, so the one thing though, this thing and I don't know if it's just me, but it tends to chew through the spur gear, which is like a reduction gear of some sort. It's a little different than what you get in most of your hobby grade vehicles. Like this little one over here happens to have. This is a 4-wheel drive vehicle, and it's got the I don't know what they call it, but it's a direct drive, the gear relationship between the pinion and the spur. Anyway, all right, guys. I hope that lets you know how to do this if that's what you're trying to do. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Like, subscribe, and I'll check it out. Later.